welcome and welcome back to my channel. Stingray72 here. Just wanted to bring you, I read two stories and I wanted to, I thought they were a little interesting and I wanted to bring them to you. So in the next two clips, these stories don't have any introduction, so I'm doing this little quick impromptu intro. Just listen to these two stories, not really long stories, and just let me know what your opinion is on them. You know, just something that I found in my everyday reading. So enjoy the video. The infamous Jada Pinkett Smith recently stated that the flop documentary, Cleopatra, is failing due to white supremacy. However, the internet is disagreeing with her, as the Egyptians, the actual Egyptians, claim that she is blackwashing Egyptian culture. Furthermore, her sour relationship with Will Smith is another reason that many people dislike her. Yeah. An article from People's Voices states that in an attempt to promote Jada Smith's own woke agenda, she puts pressure on the show's producers to change Cleopatra's race to match that of her own. And the show has a number of errors, such as incorrect costumes, inaccurate timelines of battles like Actium, and the misplacement of Cleopatra to be at events that she never even attended, historically speaking, of course. There's also confusion between actions contributed to Antony and Octavian. And this show, as people call it, is mainly actually unwatchable. Statements also indicate that there are no historians, no experts, no people with basic knowledge of anything or anything about this era and Cleopatra. These people are working on your production. Most people really believe that Cleopatra was Elizabeth Taylor. I'm gonna leave that there. Do your research. I don't think that your show was a flop because of white supremacy. I believe that your show was a flop, one, because you don't have proper backing for your show, meaning you may have the funds for it, but you don't have the people with the knowledge working on it, and you're making it your own. Cleopatra was not your own. Whether she was black or white, I don't know. However, I do know that Egypt is in Africa. Black, brown, whatever you want to call it, she wasn't white. I'll leave it there. Do your research. But sweetie, I believe that the sour taste in everyone's mouth about you in general as a person will definitely attribute to your show being a flop or your documentary. Show of hands, who even knew that this was a documentary that was out there? Notice, I didn't raise my hand. So you can't just throw everything. When in doubt, blame racism. This is not that situation. If your show, if your documentary did not do well, your documentary did not do well. It just is what it is. Pointing fingers and playing the blame game is, one, not good. Two, it's not going to get people back on your side. Now, pushing everything aside, we're going from where we are with this documentary on forward. A lot of people will not forgive what you did from this documentary back. They will not forgive you for what you had done in the past. Albeit, Will Smith, yes, he does play a part in this because it's his option to leave or stay. But we're speaking on you right now. But we don't want to discredit the fact that he does take partial blame in this. My opinion, do your research. So Jada Pinkett Smith blames white supremacy on her documentary of Cleopatra being a flop. What do you think? A woman who dreamed about being blind had drain cleaner poured into her eyes by a sympathetic psychologist to fulfill her lifelong wish, and now she has never been happier. A 30-year-old North Carolina woman fantasized about going blind since a young age. Jules Shuping suffers from body integrity identity disorder, or BID, B-I-I-D, and believes that she was meant to be disabled. In 2006, she found a licensed doctor who was sympathetic to her desires. Shortly thereafter, she willingly destroyed her eyesight beyond repair. This story sounds too bizarre to be true, but all details point in the direction of a non-hoax territory. And Jules spoke with Barcroft TV, and I'll have this link in the description box below. about her journey towards a lifelong dream. Her desire to go blind started at age 6, after her mother told her not to stare at the sun. Jewel would sneak as much time as possible staring at sunspots. I think we've all done that as a child. You've looked up at the sun and you realize, oh damn, that hurts. She kept going. During her teen years, Jewel learned Braille and began the charade of wearing thick black sunglasses and using a cane to appear blind. She also began doctor shopping and eventually found a sympathetic psychologist who agreed to help her achieve her dream. The process involved a numbing agent, which didn't eliminate pain entirely, and a couple of drops of drain cleaner in each eye. And Jewel explained what happened and how she felt. She says, "My eyes were screaming and I had some drain cleaner going down my cheek, burning my skin. But all I could think of was, I'm going blind. It's going to be okay." Other doctors tried to save Jewel's eyesight, but it was too late. The damage was done. Although Jewel describes feeling enraged upon waking up the next morning and still being able to see the television, over the next 6 months her vision deteriorated until she suffered a corneal meltdown in one eye and glaucoma in the other eye. Jewel has no regrets, as she is so happy, but she hopes that her story will help others with the same desires. She adds, "Don't go blind the way I did. I know there's a need, but perhaps someday there will be treatment for it." She also says, people with BID or BIID get trains to run over their legs, freeze their legs, fall off of cliffs, and try to paralyze themselves. It's very, very dangerous, and they need professional help. Jewel also keeps a Twitter account where she occasionally reports the difficulties of being blind. Okay. 1. God bless your heart and all your parts. I know that some people do have a tendency to want to do different things like, or, oh, I wish my eyes were hazel, or I wish my eyes were brown or green, or, something like that. I don't think I've ever desired to be blind. And I'm not discarding this disorder. I'm not discarding that at all, and people who suffer from it. The story will be linked in the description box below. So those were the 2 stories. Like I said, nothing major, but I just found them quite interesting. So what's your take on it? Until the next 2 stories, I'll see you next time. Peace.